Good morning. Now, I don't know whether you guys follow Mixer on Twitter, but if you do, you may well have seen a tweet that they put out the other day in which they said, "Boy, do not miss your opportunity to win an exclusive God of War prize pack. Just retweet and follow to enter. Hashtag MixerGoW sweepstakes." And then underneath they've got PlayStation 4 Pro Limited Edition Console God of War Bundle and an Elgato HD60S capture card. So it's a pretty nice competition. And it says no purchase necessary, ends 16th of the 5th, 2018. But basically what it is a Microsoft company, Mixer, putting out a tweet encouraging people to enter a competition to win a PlayStation and God of War. And some people have not been particularly happy about this. Now, I can see why they've not been particularly happy about it. And there were various different ideas put forward as to why Microsoft had done this, or specifically why Mixer had done this. And one of the reasons that people put forward for this was that Microsoft were basically capitulating to Sony, and that, they were now promoting any platform that would allow them to push their games or their services or whatever. The only problem there is there's a slight logical break there in a sense, because nothing Microsoft is on the PlayStation. So there's no way at this stage Microsoft are getting anything on the PlayStation. If you look at things like Play Anywhere and all the cross-play stuff that Microsoft are trying to push, they've tried to get Sony to play ball with that and have people playing across the different platforms, but Sony aren't interested. So this idea that somehow Microsoft are trying to just push their platform, as it were, onto the PlayStation and any other hardware out there, while I can buy it up to a point, I don't really see that this is what's going on in this particular case. I actually think that you have to look at this in a slightly different way. And I think what you have to look at is what Mixer is competing with, or who Mixer is competing with. And Mixer isn't competing with Sony or the PlayStation. Sony doesn't have a streaming service. So in effect, what we've got with Mixer is that they are competing with Twitch, YouTube, and maybe some of the other smaller people out there who are providing services that allow people to stream. And if you look at Mixer, they've been on a big push lately. They've been trying really hard to try and get people to use that platform as opposed to Twitch or YouTube. And it's a very competitive market. If you look at it that way, it's almost like there's a conflict of interest going on within Microsoft, because on the one hand, you would expect the Xbox team to want to try and push the Xbox. And I know, all the games as service model and all that kind of stuff is making people get a bit twitchy about, is the Xbox going away? I actually, as I say, I think that might be a slightly different issue. And what we're looking at here is Mixer trying to make itself a big player in the streaming market. And they've had a lot of pushes lately to try and do that. So on the one hand, you've got this Xbox trying to compete. And on the other hand, you've got Mixer trying to compete. But they're competing with completely different entities. So the Mixer guys, if they're putting out a tweet for people to win a God of War PS4 bundle, then they're just trying to encourage PlayStation people to come and use Mixer. Now, they don't want to just have Microsoft games on the platform. They want to have the PS4, they want to have PC, they want to have the Switch. They'll want every single platform out there to be having streams on Mixer. So it's not at all surprising to me that that's what we're seeing. Mixer can, by the very market it's in, just promote Xbox. That would be stupid. It would be counterproductive for them. So, as I say, there's a conflict of interest in a way. But Microsoft's a big company. It's fighting on many different fronts. And it would be like saying to the general in the German army in the Second World War to concentrate on the Battle of Britain when he's fighting on the Russian front. No, of course not. The guy in charge of that particular army is only looking at the battles that he is engaged with. It's up to other people higher up to think about the bigger picture. So the guys on Mixer, I mean, you know, I've got no direct link to any of the people who are in Microsoft or who are at Mixer, but I can imagine that, you know, head people in Mixer thinking, look, we need to broaden this out as much as possible. And, you know, they probably would have okayed it with people higher up. And it's good business. From Mixer's point of view, it's very good business. Now, I understand that this might make Xbox fans a bit twitchy, but I don't think we should be reading too much into this, not at this stage anyway. Microsoft are going to do their best to compete on all the fronts that they're engaged on. And it would be tying Mixer's hands to just expect them to push the Xbox. That's just simply the way it is. But, you know, I might be wrong on this, and if I am, come and tell me. Tell me what you think. Do you think that this is pointing us towards the idea that actually Microsoft have given up on the Xbox? Or do you just think that it's a different department? And okay, I know they're linked departments. I know that Mixer is very closely linked to the Xbox. But, you know, they are separate. And as I say, they do have separate markets. So let me know, what do you think? Do you think that this is a mistake? Do you think that Mixer, you know, has to, by its very nature, compete in these areas? If you look at the tweet below it was promoting something to do with the Switch as well. So it's not just PlayStation. As I say, come and let me know in the comments. We'll have a chat about it. And, well, the usual, I'm going to go and grab a cup of tea and think a bit more about this one. Because, yeah, you know, I'm not convinced that this is the start of the death of Xbox. We've heard that one before, haven't we? Time and time again. I just think it's just business. It's business. And Microsoft are engaged on lots of different fronts. But as I say, I'm going to get a cup of tea and I'll speak to you in the next one. Bye.